what's going to happen anytime you talk about the sacraments, you can't talk about the sacraments without eventually talking about another sacrament. There's this sort of, think of it like weaving, right? Just these threads that all kind of come together and they make something that's really beautiful.
Yes.
But we're on the, the image of the tapestry. Mm-hmm. Right. So the tapestry on one side has the very beautiful image, but the other side, it's just all the strands of string like pulled through, and it's not that beautiful. It's not that wonderful to look at. Like, we're coming around to the backside of the tapestry right now and like looking at all the strings and kind of in their mess. But what we're really doing is we're creating this beautiful image. Anyway,
right.
Confirmation then has often been misunderstood as a sacrament of initiation that makes you an adult. And if you understand initiation to mean this is what makes you a man, this is what makes you a woman, this is a coming of age sacrament. It is not a coming of age sacrament. Confirmation has often been misunderstood as a sacrament that is that indicates that you've achieved a certain amount of maturity. And this kind of is where sometimes our catechetical practice has gotten in the way also. Mm-hmm. Like once you have done catechesis up to this point, now you're ready for confirmation. Mm-hmm. You've done enough, you've achieved. And so the sacrament of confirmation can sometimes be seen as an achievement. And this is a huge, huge danger. Like anytime you hear somebody talking about achievement, actually, I wince a little bit because the bishop will often at confirmation, I love the bishop, by the way, but he will often at confirmations, he'll say, let's show them how proud we are of them. It's like, no, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't say congratulations on what you've done, that you've, even the phrase, and I use this all the time. I am as guilty as anybody of using this. Like, I made my confirmation. No, that's incorrect.
Right, you received.
I did not make my confirmation. I received. I was given the gifts of the Holy Spirit, unworthy, wretched sinner that I am. I was given the gifts of the Holy Spirit by this divine outpouring, by God's pure gift of generosity and grace. That's it. God's unmerited gift was given to me. I received. I didn't make a blessed thing, and it's better that way.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, thank goodness.
Because I promise you, I would have made a mess of whatever it is.
Yeah, like, you would have made the back of the tapestry. That's what you would have made.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got to be careful, because sometimes even innocent phrasing gets in the way. And so we just got to be careful with it, not because it's bad. Like, nobody's trying to downplay the importance of the sacraments or anything like that. But we just, every once in a while, we just do it the wrong way. We got to be so careful. Anyway, so we've got these gifts of the Holy Spirit that are given to us. But we sometimes fall into the trap of saying, we've got to earn it. I've got to like have achieved a certain amount. And so very often, and this is the complaint of DREs across the country, that confirmation is a sacrament of graduation. Once I've been confirmed, I no longer need to go to church. I no longer need to participate. I don't need to do anything. When it's the opposite. The sacrament of confirmation is a gift that's given to you so that you can better understand, so that you can better live out the faith, so that you can better practice the faith. If the gifts of the Holy Spirit include knowledge and wonder and awe, how is wonder and awe going to be fed if you never again open a book about Catholicism? If you never again practice the faith, your wonder and awe is going to disappear. Your knowledge of the faith is going to disappear. Or what if you stop learning about this as an 8th grader and you never learn anything more about your faith? Well, your understanding of the world changes pretty dramatically from 8th grade on, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're still seeing the world as a 13-year-old when you are 30 years old, we got a problem. That means you have failed to mature.
Yeah.
Right? We call that arrested development. Like, somebody has messed up here. Something isn't right. You're supposed to mature in your understanding. Well, the same thing is true then of our knowledge of God. Like, I stopped learning math when I was about 19. That was the last time I took a math class. And I don't miss it. But I know that there is a whole slew of stuff about mathematics that I do not know.
Yes,
and that I will never know. But I didn't stop learning about my faith. I didn't stop learning about God. I didn't stop learning things about the Catholic faith, about the scriptures, about who Jesus is, when I was confirmed as a ninth grader. I continued learning. Now, part of the reason that I continued learning was because I went to a Catholic school. And so I had a religion class. Part of the reason was that I had a very active youth ministry in my parish. So there was an opportunity for me to keep growing and to keep learning about my faith. Part of it was because I took a personal interest in it. And part of it was because I went to the seminary.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I had
so
lots
many
of
different
reasons
parts.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of reasons why I continued learning about the faith. But so often this is the thing that I encounter. Unless somebody went to a Catholic high school or a Catholic university that required them to take a certain number of theology classes, after 8th grade, they never studied anything. They never engaged intellectually with the faith. So their understanding of Catholicism is a 13-year-old's understanding. Right. And so there's actually a lack of maturity. A lack of spiritual maturity, not because they're not capable of that spiritual maturity. They are. They have the gifts of the Holy Spirit because of confirmation. They've received everything necessary to grow and to have that, but because there's been a lack of engagement with those gifts. So this is the big thing. The more we emphasize confirmation is what makes you an adult, actually, the more harm we do, because what we're saying is there's no reason for you to bother. You're full grown now. You don't have to do anything else. There's no reason for you to engage any further. And that's the last thing we should be telling people. We should be telling them, no, this is the lifelong thing. This is where the bishop is absolutely right when he talks about with confirmation. He wants to see that every parish, or at least every deanery in our diocese, has a really robust youth ministry so that those who are confirmed, those young people who are confirmed, have a place where they can go that will help to foster their growth in the faith. All right.
Thanks for watching today's video. Let us know what you thought down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.